Hey YouTube, welcome back to Universe X, and today we are back on our DBS grind. I am going to be talking about the King Cold deck today, but before I start on the Archetype, now that we got most of the cards that are coming out, I just wanted to, again, thank everybody for showing support. We broke 700 subs. That's a huge milestone for me, and going to keep it going with more content. Out of the 7 winners for the medal leaders, I think I've gotten 4 of them to contact me. So if you haven't yet, but you joined, please look at the video. The link will be in the description and you'll be able to see if you were a winner, because I still need to get about 3 more people to contact me. Past then, definitely had some fun at Digimon Locals last night. Faced a very prominent streamer and brick twice. I was gonna get destroyed anyway, but I just not like this. It was a fun thing though. I can't wait for next week, and I'm gonna start recording them soon to put them up. Lastly, I'm looking so forward to set 13. So far they've released a lot of fire cards, and I can't wait to get my hands on a box to crack for you guys and give away the stuff. So like I said, I like to give back to the people that support me, and so just keep an eye out. That being said, let's hop right into it, because there's a lot of text on these cards to talk about. So we've got King Cold. Permanent, when activating a field card of a green extra card with, or field skill of a green extra card with original energy cost of 2 from your hand, reduce the card's energy by 1. Okay. Auto, when this card is placed in your leader area, activate up to 1 King Cold's Dynasty from your deck. Auto, once per turn, when you activate a green extra card with an original energy of 2. And the field skill, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand and draw 1 card. Awaken, when your life is at 4 or less, you may switch up to 2 of your energy into active mode and flip the card over. Okay. Couple things to note here. He's going to make your field cost of green 2-drops 1 instead of 2. This is actually a very cool skill. Secondly, the first couple times you activate a field spell until you awaken, you're going to be adding 2 cards from your hand. So activating a field spell is just a +1 while self-awakening, and he's an untapped 2 leader. These are already some of the markings of a very fun playstyle. We're gonna move on to the backside of this leader skill, which is King Cold, ruler of the Galactic Dynasty. He's still got the permanent to reduce the effect or the cost of field cards by 1, but he still has the once per turn. When you activate a field card with an original energy cost of 2, you're gonna draw 1 card. So it's only a break even now, instead of actually just +1. But now, activate battle. Once per turn, choose 1 green extra card with energy cost of 2 and the field spell skill in your battle area and place it in the owner's drop. This card gains plus 10,000 power for the battle, making it 25k. This is very interesting, but you see there's an outlet to break down the field cards in order to get gains. So if they have any come into play effects, you're gonna be able to recycle them while getting, some momentum on your leader swing. Next card we're gonna talk about is the field card. This is the Planet Tuffle, the Tree of Might. That's of this deck. It's King Cold's Dynasty. Barrier on a field card. That's the first thing you take away from this. Permanent, if your leader card is a green King Cold BR card, you can place any number of mono green extra cards with the field skill in your battle area. And your mono green extra cards with the original cost of 2 and the field skill do not cause any of your other extra cards with the field skill to be placed in their owner's drop area. Permanent, you can activate extra cards with the field skill that are copies of extra cards with the field skill in your battle area. Field skill. Field skill. Field skill. Alright, I said it just as many times as Bandai intended it. But basically, for all this text and the convolutedness of the way it was worded, what this is basically trying to say is that as long as you have this card on board, you can play as many field spells as possible, as long as they are not duplicates of each other. And then playing a 2-drop does not cost any fields to go away, 2-drop green. Now, there are a couple things about this, okay? While you can't play dupes of them, the way this is worded, it specifically says your mono green extra cards with the original cost of 2 and field skill do not cause any of your other extra cards with the field skill to be placed in their own drop areas. So by this wording, I'm assuming that if you were to play a 3-drop field spell, you would kill your other field spells, because by game mechanics, it requires those to go. So specifically, your 2-drops do not clash with it. The next one, we're going to start getting to the cards that actually do things in this deck. A new ruler, 2-drop field. Auto, when this card is placed in the battle area, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. Then look up to the top 3 cards from your deck. Add up to 1 mono green card amongst them to your hand and place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Auto, when this card is placed in the drop area from a battle area by one of your skills, draw 1 card and then choose up to 1 card in your hand and discard it. Now, here's a couple things. Before we even get to the ramifications of how this swings in your hand, this card allows you to look at the top 3 for a mono green. This card can pick a dormant off the top. This card can pick up a super combo. Like, this card is actually nuts. Like, it has no limits. You just top 3 and you take a green card. That's beyond insane and should not be slept on in any way, shape, or form. Now the second part is when it's placed into your battle area, you can add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, and then you look at the top 3 cards and take a mono green. So this is actually very, very interesting because when you play a new ruler, you open up a 6-card hand. You charge 1 card for your energy going first, okay? You play a new ruler from your hand. When you do that, your new ruler is going to get you a card from your life and a card from your deck, provided you're playing mono green. And this is going to put you back at 6 cards. But then your leader is going to draw you a card and he's going to give you a card from your life. You're going to start off at 6 life by playing 1 field card on turn 1 and go +2 from where you started at the turn. That is an absolutely insane swing. Yeah, man. So you're at 6, right? And if your opponent hits you for 1 time going second, you will literally draw up to 9. You will play your 9th card for energy. You can play a field card, and you will draw 1 from your leader, draw 1 from life, and you're back where you started for the turn. Because you're not playing the same card again unless you somehow got rid of it, but you're back to where you were for the turn, and then you can untap 2 energy when you're done. That is absolutely bonkers. Now, even when it goes, you're going to be able to filter a single card. So all in all, this card is actually pretty good considering what the leader does. Now we're going to go into Unstoppable Invasion. Field, if your leader card is a green king cold BR card, when this card is placed in the battle area, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, and then 1 of your leader cards gains plus 10,000 power and double strike. Now, when there are cards in your battle area, place, when there are cards in your battle area, this card in your battle area is placed in its own drop area by one of your skills, choose up to 1 of your opponent's unison cards and remove a marker from it. That's actually a very, very little neat thing on the auto, but the first auto, not the second, is the one that's like super dangerous because on his awakened side, King Cold can already boost himself by 10,000. Plus this is going to make him a 25,000 double striker as a leader. Should not be something that's ignored. The first card I feel is a lot better because of what it does, but this is pretty good. Now we're going to move on to the battle cards, and first we're going to start off with a battle card that's nuts. It's a 1-drop, Frieza, Demolisher of Planet Vegeta. When this card is played, draw 1 card. Auto, 2 green. Choose 1 green extra card with energy of 2 or less in a field skill in your battle area and place it on your drop area. When this card is played, choose all of your opponent's battle cards and KO them. Then this card gets plus 16k going up to a 20k and double strike until the end of your opponent's next turn. These until the end of your opponent's next turns are very special because they mean that your thing can't be swung over because it goes down to a 4k. They're going to have to still commit to swinging over it. The other cool part about this is that it's a 3-drop board wipe. And in a deck like green, you can establish your unison, have a dormant in hand, and then summon this on turn 3, pay 2, board wipe your opponent. And yeah, and on top of that, you're going to be drawing cards too. You could board wipe your opponent and take away a unison marker. You could board wipe your opponent and draw 1, discard 1. Either way, this is a massive follow-up if you open up like a unison, 2 dormants in this card, you know you're going to survive. Like your opponent's going to go in, you dormant them. Next turn, you freeze them. You tick up your unison, you dormant them again. This is a massive, massive card. It's crazy it's uncommon. Next, we've got Golden Frieza, Pinnacle of the Clan. These names have got to chill. If you know, you know. Deflect and double strike, nasty combination. Permanent, reduce the energy cost on this card in your hand by 1 for every 2 green battle cards in your battle area and drop. So the first one wasn't that much. The battle area wasn't that much because most of the times you're just gonna get him down to 3 cost. But I mean, easily within your extra you will too. Basically, this guy's almost always gonna be a 3-drop no matter what. Activate main once per turn. Choose 1 green extra card with the energy cost of 2 or less in the field skill, placing these in the owner's drop area. Choose up to 1 card in your opponent's hand and up to 1 of their battle cards, choosing or ignoring barrier. Place them in their owner's drop areas and switch this card to active mode. This is a very, very strong effect. Swing for 25k double strike. Pluck a card from your opponent's hand and their field, and then you swing again for 25k double strike. And this is all a 3-drop, if I am not mistaken. So this is a pretty hefty card. It's only a rare too. Like a lot of the juice for this set or for this particular archetype sitting outside of the SR. So now you've got Frieza revived and reviled. So dual attack and blocker. So you can swing and keep him out for blocking or swing twice. Reduce the energy cost on this card in your hand by 1 for every 2 green extra cards in your battle area and drop area. So this says green extra cards, whereas the other one says field skill. So you can have dormants or shocking death balls in the grave, and they can contribute to this. But this guy's gonna come out at 20, and he's gonna come out for 2. Once per turn, choose 1 green extra card in your battle area with an energy cost of 2 or less and place in its owner's drop area. When this card activates blocker, switch to active mode. This is a beast. Like, this card is a beast. I'm actually very impressed. Like, the combo step, as my friends have discussed with me, is gonna suck hard, but I'm very, very impressed with some of these effects and how they match. Now, we've got Berry Blue. Oh, sorry, I skipped a card. You've got King Cold Supreme Ruler. Counterattack. Negate the attack and play this card. Reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each green extra card in your battle area. When this card is played, your opponent can't choose any leader cards for the turn. Can't attack leader cards for the turn unless they choose 1 card in their hand and discard it each time. So this guy is actually going to be very, very fun. He can be dropped for as low as 1, and your opponent will have to tax themselves a card in hand every time it's swinging at your leader. This isn't going to be that detrimental maybe mid game, but early game and depending on the status late game, this could be very detrimental, and I like this a lot. Also, a 15k attacker. Now the next card is Berry Blue, Frieza's Advisor. Auto, when this card is played, look at the top 7 cards of each of your deck. Add up to 1 green unison with an energy cost of 2, or specified cost, or 1 green extra card with the field spell or field skill amongst them to hand, then shuffle the deck. So this is your searcher. Play 1 time, search a unison or a field spell. Activate main once per turn. Green, if your leader card is a King Cold BR card, activate 1 mono green extra card with energy cost 2 in the field from your drop area. So this is a recursion just in case you run out of spells. This is nice. Now we're on to the SR. This card is nutty. Cooler Effortless Strike. Counterplay. Play this card, and if the battle card being played has an energy cost of 4 or less, it is placed in its owner's drop area instead of being played. Permanent. During your turn, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each green extra card in your battle area and drop area. When this card is played, if your opponent has 8 or more cards in hand, they choose 1 card and discard it. Whatever. You can stay at 7 all game. Art's amazing. I hope this is the SPR. And then the last one of this video, we've got King Vegeta Umbral Invader. He is the unison for this deck. Activate main, choose up to 1 mono green extra card with energy cost of 2 or less in the field skill in your hand and activate it. Activate main when your opponent chooses 1 of their battle cards with an energy cost of 5 or less and KO it. Okay, so your opponent chooses. And then -3. This card gains triple strike and 5,000 power for each extra card in your battle area with the field skill for the turn. So this guy can get really, 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 really fat. So yeah, this is actually a really cool deck. Now, like I said before, it's gonna have issues in the combo step, and of course we have a couple more commons, maybe uncommons to see later this week, like tomorrow, later this week. But this deck has some really funny interactions, and I think it's gonna be a lot more fun than just play a field card. Like, this actually seems like it moves pretty fast. So that being said, I'm excited to play. I almost tried to say psyched and excited to I'm excited, but I'm very excited to play it, and I hope you guys are too. Let me know in the comments what content you would kind of like to see for Vicious Rejuvenation. I've got a couple things planned already, but until then, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you the next time you decide to join Universe X. Thanks, later.